On new business, we have a zoning application. One for 272 Bonanza. One for 160 North Mill Street. And one for 151 Granite Street. And that'll be added to new business, delay from next, okay. That'll be behind Gathering report. The July 29th meeting minutes are tabled. It's a crazy day today, guys. And then on old business, we have a cemetery update / park update. Then we're gonna add liquid vision. And then we're gonna schedule a workshop for a couple things. We have discussed advertising for old business again, and home serve for old business. Okay. So first thing will be September 23rd, executive session meeting minutes. Then addition, deletion, correction. If not, entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the September 23rd executive session minutes.
A second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we have September 23rd for the council meeting minutes and corrections, deletions. If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I make a motion to approve the September 23rd field council minutes.
And a second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And October 6th, city council workshop in regards to the Wright House. Any changes? No. We entertain a motion to approve the workshop minutes.
We'll make a motion to approve the city council workshop minutes for October 6th.
In a second,
I'll second the motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, report, Kurt, did you have a fire department report?
Yes. So we're out of fire season, so I'll get the signs changed today. Which basically means you can burn ground fires and that are okay to do with a burn permit.
Okay.
We haven't had any real call outs or anything like that. We've got all the vehicles that stay outside, pretty much winterized. So if there was something, it would take us a few minutes to respond to because they've got to have water put in them. Other than if it's a house fire and we had a structure vehicle, of course they're full. And I want to thank all the volunteers. There was a whole bunch of us on the roster, which is really good. And I want to especially thank John Young because he makes my job as fire chief very, very easy. With all the training and stuff that he's always got for us and the parts that we discuss as a fire department, he takes care of ordering and stuff for us. So my biggest thing is giving him a good thanks.
And Kurt, we're going to put the spaghetti feed up, Jenny too, on the reader board.
Perfect.
It's just, it had to be charged, the batteries had to be
Yeah,
charged.
okay, perfect.
So I told him by the end of this week, to have that in place.
Are you guys done with putting in the, sign posts?
No, we just had, he just called in like 11, there's 11 to drill, and I think he called in 11 more.
Oh, okay. So you're still working on
Still working, yeah.
We should have more than half of them put in, don't we, Kurt?
Probably getting real close.
Well, we should be able to finish up this spring.
70 or something. Yeah, this spring. Up the hill, that rock is right to the top of the ground. It's probably gonna take some drilling and stuff, which not a big deal, but just run a drill and try and do like 30 signs in a weekend or something. Cause there'll be a little bit of an expense in that. And I have a receipt for a broken hose, on my Bobcat auger that, should be covered in the
the grant.
grant.
And we have to do a report in November on the grant too.
Okay, well, we'll get the meeting in before then as we can.
Okay.
so that we-
I'll get a copy of to you what we need for reporting.
Okay,
I think I saw an email.
Hmm?
I think I saw an
Yeah,
email.
I've got it. Okay, we're gonna move on to new business, Mr. Goslin's report.
All right, I guess I keep my mouth, I'll just stand here. We'll start out with our little cash movement. Talk about, all the money going in and out, it's all grant stuff, right? It looks like a lot of money. But it's just a pass through, it's going in and coming out. We've got, Banner Bank, credit card payments, got some legal payments in there, grant administration, more legal payments. Nothing exciting except for the $134,000 eco payment for the wastewater CDBG grant. But you can see down at the bottom for LGIP, you've got $157,000 coming in. That covers those payments. It also says the estimated remaining cash is negative. Well, after we did this, we were transferring money from LGIP. People check and cover it, so we'll be just fine. So that's not accurate. Total cash right now is $753,000, but a lot of that is grant. Any questions on that?
Bob?
Yeah.
Wait, Christian, team, communities, so.
Okay, this isn't actually a check, this is.
Okay.
That's a big thing.
Okay, any other questions for Rob?
Okay, and then the next one is the report I just gave you guys. Appropriations review. The budget looks pretty good. Parks is a little high, but we're coming out of summer. A lot of times that's the case. Come out of summer, and we don't do anything because our year ends in June. So a lot of the work is done for the very first part of each fiscal year. So we'll keep an eye on that. We should be okay. Flea market, we allocated some time to that, but I think it's gonna be kind of a similar situation there. Water fund, we're a little high on materials and services, so we'll keep track of that. Again, I think there's some seasonality there. We have spent a lot on the grant. We budgeted for 500,000. We spent 278,000. So we'll just kind of keep track of that as we keep going. Everything else looks fine.
Any questions for Rob?
No.
Okay.
Same question as usual every year. How much Assumption Valley volunteers gave the city for the fire department budget?
Sumter Valley volunteers were not given any cash directly to the city.
Okay. The other question I have is, how much expenditures in equipment and wages have been exhausted on or expended on the fuels reduction grant?
As of right now, the fuels reduction grant, it was $124,000 award, and we spent $71,000.
Okay,
As far as equipment, about 50,000 of it, maybe a little more than that. Got it all detailed, but I'm just gonna eyeball it, was spent, on equipment. It's almost 1,000 spent.
so my question to you guys as the council is, when is that work gonna even start? Is raking up pine needles in
The
the park
signs are
stuff.
part of fuel reduction.
Fuel reductions
The
are,
biggest part is the signage.
the biggest part was the, fuel
Putting up street
reduction.
signs?
On street, yes, that was part of the fuel reduction. Yep.
Ah.
That's what it was.
Okay, I thought that was a separate grant.
No, that's not a separate grant. It's all one and the same thing.
And we started that
Yeah,
a year ago
Yes, yeah.
on Cracker Street.
yeah,
I
No,
think
that's-
that was like 5 lots.
yeah. No, that's part of the grant. That's why we have to do a report in November. Okay, any more questions for Rob?
Yeah, so there's quite a, there was some expense in buying the signs and posts.
Yeah,
Yeah, 10,000.
yeah.
But the tractor and the chipper and the ladder fuels, and we haven't trimmed the tree that I know of.
Perfect.
So, I mean, people in Idaho right now are getting, towns like this are getting canceled, just, we're not insuring you.
Yeah, no.
So I think the best we could do
Well,
for fire protection in this town is,
okay, John, this is for a discussion later, not during financial,
okay,
please. And, so I would entertain a motion to approve the bills that get them paid.
I'll make the motion to approve the bill.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so table down. So, on to zoning. The first one is 272 Bonanza Street. They are putting in a front deck off the front. And I think there's a cement slab there already, correct? No?
No, partial, but yeah, there's an overhang already on the road, so it's just a dead.
Okay. He needs setbacks. Yep. The percentages. Yep. Any questions or concerns from council?
No.
I entertain a motion to approve the zoning permit for 272 Bonanza Street.
I'll make the motion to approve the permit for 272 Bonanza.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? The next one is for 16 North Mill Street. Front porch dormers. This is down on Justin Jimmy Long's property.
You want from the property, the property line? You'll put that.
Well, from the highway right away, there are pins.
But are you on, but you guys don't know where your property line is in the front?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
How
Based
close
on
are
the
you to the
front.
property line in the front on the?
The posts are gonna be a foot to that, but we will have almost that foot in overhang. So we'll be right up close to the line.
The roof going this way? Yeah.
But you would be looking at it like this, and the door's right there,
Well, yeah,
the road's out here. So the
but
slope
she's
is
not
this-
gonna be sideways on the property lines. I was just concerned about the front. She's not.
This is the front,
Oh.
when you're looking at it on your steps.
She's probably away from the property line.
So where the current steps land,
Yeah,
the posts are gonna be drilled in that bottom step.
okay.
Yeah, because they don't want them out no further than that, people will hit it. They
Right,
want to make it tough for me to block.
right.
Okay, any other questions on this one? No. Do I have a motion to approve 160 North Mill Street, their, two front porch dormers?
Yeah, I'll make the motion to approve 160 North Mill.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
I abstain.
You abstain?
I'll put it in.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay. Then we have another one at 151 Granite Street. This is the one where they're extending,
Yeah, I went back and pulled out his old one and hand drew that, so you guys could see that,
okay,
the separate building, because this one didn't have his shelf.
Didn't have a
His
shelf.
little shit on it.
so this is just a carport,
Yeah,
right off, that's where the cement pad.
it's just a cover for the third, yeah, cement cover.
Got plenty of room. Not blocking the site. Okay. Daryl, Terry, anybody?
No
Okay.
question?
I entertain a motion to approve the permit for 151 Granite Street.
I make a motion to approve the building permit for 151 Granite Street.
Second motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain.
Okay. Okay, old business cemetery update.
So going back 2 or 3 weeks, Terry, wanted to get all the barbed wire fences up, just to keep cattle out. And the north fence, the west fence, and then those 2 are done. After finishing up on one fence, I went and I looked along the south fence. There are some breaches there, but I think should be okay for a while. And then there's a fence line that's probably 40 yards long that goes from the southeast corner up the east line to, if you're familiar with Claire McCarty, where his place is, there's a section there that's completely down. And then there's no post, there's wire, but there's no post. So we've got to get that done. And I shifted my focus 2-3 weeks ago, to get the wire done, to help Terry get that wire done. And so I've gotten off on the staking and the posting, so I'm gonna get back to that. But John was there that weekend as well with his machinery, and he cleaned up all the piles, got all the dirt off the stumps. So, once it's safe, we can probably light those piles, and, they should burn, I would think, fairly quickly, just because they've been there drying for a couple of years, and now all the soil is off them, so that should work. I've had it in my mind that the one east-west lane or road needs to be widened, and I was kind of hemming and hawing on it, and then John made a comment that it's pretty narrow, so.
The gate?
Well, the gate too, but, so I took out a row of grave sites. We're still well above 150 grave sites, taking that 6 more feet for that road, should be okay. So I'll get going on the staking again, and I'll stake out those 2 roads, the 2 lanes that go through the cemetery. And then I'll reach out to Charlie and John and Richard Summerfield, and we can see about, finishing off those roads. But I want to get them staked out first, so we know where we need to put the rock down and where we need to roll it and so on.
Do you need more posts?
No, I don't think so. We probably have, again, I'm going back 2 or 3 weeks. I think we have 10 left. And so that should cover that section where the fence is completely down, and then replacing it. So Terry also, John mentioned the gate, put the gate back up, the original gate. And you have to make some really, wide darn turns just to get in through that gate. And so I think once we get to the point of where we're gonna operate, I think what we can do is we'll come up with maps, basically, and we'll sign it all within, I think Ron will help me with that, I hope. We'll sign it all that says if there's a funeral, all the funeral processions go up, enter through this gate, and then go around and then exit through that same gate. So there's still some details there that need to be, kind of hammered out.
When you, on that though, Matt, wouldn't it be better, you can do that with your maps and stuff, but wouldn't it be better to have one-way sign? So that way, cause it's so small, you just one way goes in, you go up and around, one way coming down.
That's the
So that,
plan.
because there is not enough room for opposing traffic,
That's the
if you're
plan.
driving over somebody.
Yeah, that's the plan. I think, I could be wrong on this, but I don't think we'll ever have a funeral procession with a line of cars that would fill up the roads and have a problem getting around and back out.
Well, that just depends on who died.
Exactly, I get it, yeah. And so that gate will be there as an alternative. It's just, it's pretty hard to get through. I mean, it's wide enough to get a vehicle through. It's a matter of turning. And there's a tree, I think it's on Simonson's property, that kind of prevents you from going too wide, so.
The double gate would be better,
Yeah,
2 gates.
yeah. That would help. So that's, unless you have any questions, that's pretty much. And then for volunteer park, I did do a little bit more research on the OPRD grant, went back and found out that we can use, other grants for the match. And again, the match is 20%. So I opened up the application for the T-Mobile hometown grant, I think it's called, if I remember, and have started on that one. And that's up to $50,000. I think we should probably have a workshop, to discuss what other things we may want, money for that would fit within the grant. I think we talked about several meetings ago about maybe cleaning up the parking out here with and the walkway and such, so. I think we should be able to do that with that grant, but once I get further into the application, I'll have a little bit more sense of what that is. We have until December 31st to finish that application. I'm not a person that likes to sit back and rely on stuff like that. I like to get it done like now. So if we could get a workshop, and if you guys would think about other things in town that potentially we could use part of that 50 grand for, that'd be great. The match for the OPRD grant is roughly $13,000. So if we use some of that, if we're awarded that T-Mobile grant and we use some of that for that match, then that leaves us with roughly what? 37,000-ish, if we get the full amount.
The thing is, though, Matt, it won't that go down on your 13,000 because of your time and equipment? Doesn't that?
Yeah, we can use time and equipment, volunteer time as match as well. So you're right. I mean, if we use hours, volunteer hours and equipment hours, yeah, it'll go down, and then that money would be available for other things. As long as they're, things that meet the criteria for the grant.
Right. In other words, you can't go to gym.
No.
Yeah, and what I mentioned about out here, if we do the parking and we do ADA stuff, I'm not sure if that's covered or not. I need to dig into that a little bit deeper.
So what about the park meeting that you just went to yesterday?
Oh, yeah, that was interesting. I kind of went there, and I think Marcia was the same, that we kind of went there thinking, half hour will be over. And I think we left 4:30.
And which park did you go to?
So we started out at Fizz Springs, and that's north of Richland. And that's the carbonated water, and there's a lot of dry camping spots there on the county and the federal lands up there. And so it's pretty cool. So there was a lot of discussion about fixing fence. There's a, what do you call it? What kind of fence is that? Split rail fencing,
Mhm.
around it that's been damaged and broken up by cattle. There's cattle droppings all over the place. You go over to the spring and you walk up to it and water's leaking on the ground and you can just see the E. coli just growing like crazy on the ground. And so, I think it's gonna need some work, and that's something that the board is probably gonna be talking more about. From there, then we went over to Hewlett and Holcomb, and they showed us around those two camping areas on, is it Brownlee?
Yes.
Reservoir, yep. So we were there, talked about, this is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard of, but okay. But, they were digging and they came across a popsicle stick. They had to shut down the project to have a study done on the area because there was a popsicle stick. I don't know anything about these heritage things, but that seems a little bizarre to me, so.
Mhm.
And then we just met for another hour, I think, and approved some ordinances that were presented and the bylaws for the board and so on and so forth.
Okay.
It was a good day, a little rainy, of course, but,
Cool.
yeah. And we did talk about the tailing some more, where the entrance will be. We're probably gonna put up like a simple sign there that says this is county land and so on and so forth. What else, Marcia? Talked about tying into that trail, and I did find out the origin of that trail. Back in '78, there was a federal program, CTTA, whatever that stands for. Well,
I remember that.
yeah. And so this trail was built with those funds. And it's a side by side wide, it's gravel the whole 1.5 miles-ish. And then it's got rock. Somebody took the time to line the whole trail with rock on either side. Like you would in your garden.
Yeah.
So we tie into that trail to make other trails out into the table. So there was talk about hunting and whether allow hunting and all kinds of discussion about it. So and there'll be more coming out. And every meeting is open to the public, so if you're ever interested in going, those meetings are open. The next one is November 3rd, I think, at 10 a.m. And that's gonna be at Wingville Cemetery.
Okay.
So if you decide to go, bring your chair, bring your rain gear or snow gear, whatever happens. Cause we sit outside.
Yeah.
So it's pretty-
Yeah,
And
thank
it
you.
can get quite long, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, next thing is liquid vision. We voted a few months back to have them, we're due for an inspection. We're past an inspection on the upper tank. They contacted us and they are going to do the inspection on October 27th. And I've already let the guys know, so. And everybody, I gave you some stuff just on the table, and there was some out on, about advertising. This is from the TLT people of Baker County. The advertising she's doing, it's like our trunk or treat. It's on on the calendar and on the website, but there isn't a flyer for it. I just would like to see us utilize them a little more and get some of the flyers and stuff and get a little more advertising done through them. So, they do mention some stuff in print for Sumter, but yeah, it's available for us and we need to get a hold of Jessica and start utilizing it more. And again, the other thing that I gave the counselors and there's stuff out there is the home service warranty service line. It hasn't been activated yet. but, this is going to be open to all residents. It costs $8.49 for your water and $11.29, I think, for sewer. Basically about $20, and it's insurance that you pay monthly, and it covers the homeowner's pipes from the meter to their house. It doesn't cover anything on city lines. It's just a homeowner thing. It's one of those things they could not offer this service to the city unless we said they could. It goes through the National League of Cities and then through our League of Cities of Oregon. I checked there's like 45 cities that are using them, and they're very happy with the service. 24 hours, if it breaks, they have to have a 24-hour response for them to get through. So as soon as it's activated, it'll be up on the website that it's been activated, and all these little flyers and stuff will be out there for people to call them. You don't go through the city or anything, it's just we will provide the flyers. So, in the next month. So those of us that have old homes and you're worried about your pipe breaking, and there's no limit, they pay up to $8,200 for each break, and they don't limit you to like once a winter or whatever. It's anytime.
Is it just breaks or is it pre-cut?
Well, if it freezes up and cracks and breaks, they'll
Well, that's a break,
yeah.
but what about just pre-cut?
I'll have to look and see, I haven't read it that far. I think it's mainly it breaks when you're, I don't think I said pre-cut. So anyway,
They won't pay for anything,
well,
trust me.
I don't know, that's what they're not saying, that's what none of the other cities are saying.
There's always a reason. I did this electrically for them.
Okay.
I did some calls, and you go out, you collect $100 from you,
Mhm.
and then you have to report to them what it is, and then they call you and say, we don't cover that.
Well, like I
They're
said,
terrible.
I've talked to a lot of cities, I did a lot of research on most of the cities, and, they've been happy with it, so we'll see where it goes. I mean, it's not a have to, it's a personal option, that's all I'm putting out there, it's a personal option. And then, I think that's all I have. So, we need to set a workshop. And Matt, if you want, we can put your stuff on.
That would be great.
Sooner the better, I'm not gonna get into a big discussion right now, but I've spent this week and today with discussing DEQ and our sewer lagoon. They're being relatively unreasonable. So, we need to have a workshop and decide how we're going to address this, because there's gonna be pushback from us. Or I'm recommending, because they are making a project be not attainable at this point. So we need to schedule that, and we also need to schedule talking about the meters, because the meters were attached to the transmission line. Again, we're having some issues with the Forest Service. We have to do a heritage study to do the transmission line. That costs up to $18,000, which we don't have. So I've talked to Dakota Consulting, and we are going to split that project and do meters only, and put the transmission line off. So that way we have $1.8 million to put meters in. So we need to have a workshop and decide how we want to go on that, and that's what we want to do. And then now we will also have a T-Mobile discussion with Matt. So I need to know what your guys' schedule is, preferably for next week. Matt, are you around next week?
It looks like I am, but I always have to double check.
I know, check with the boss.
All Monday.
Yeah, Daryl, you around, or are you going to,
President will be here.
you here? Maybe. Terry, are you here? Maybe. So, okay, because you need your schedule. So I will check a couple schedules, and then I'll, have Linda call you and give you several dates. And then Matt will know too if he's okay. So I like to get this, but we need to, do DEQ and the meter thing right away. That's all I have. Daryl, comment?
Nope.
Martha?
It was brought up at our Parks Board meeting yesterday. I suppose you guys all heard Cracker Creek and Papoose. They're recommending a name change. There was quite a list. There was like 3 pages in a little teeny print of all this stuff. They have to change the names. And
Where's that coming from?
I'm the state.
Okay.
So the county commissioners and Christina Whittem was there too, and Donnie Brewlander's head of the parks. They want to know if the council is comfortable with, submitting a letter so, the commissioners can discuss it, that the cost involved in changing all the maps, especially this in the, historic on Cracker Creek, because Donnie's grandfather, I believe, worked on the dredge, and the word cracker came from when the rocks, and she even researched it, when the rocks fell out of the back of the dredge, you could hear it cracking. And so they named the Cracker Creek that way. It's not anything to do with the political stuff, but
Isn't this because of offensive to
offensive,
some,
yes.
you know, it's,
I mean, there's a long list. I mean, it's
So
all over the
this,
state.
so actually the road was actually changed from Bourne Road to Cracker.
Well, this is Cracker Creek.
This is
They're trying to change the creek.
Creek's
Just the creek,
The creek's name?
not the
the name.
road thing.
Yeah,
Well,
just the
the
creek's
road is
name right now, and, you know, you've got Onyx Hunt, you've got the maps that all have to be changed. You know, like Christina said, it's, you know, dangerous if nobody has the
The big
updated
thing
maps
for
that
us
are
as a
out
city,
there,
the
so.
biggest thing that you have to do for the city is if they change that, you have to make sure they change our water rights. Because the water rights as of right now is in Cracker Creek. And if they change the name of the creek, then it won't hold true.
Well, they just wanna let
I
us.
know what they
Yeah,
said, well, wanna do, but I'm here to tell you that we all know what's going on, but when this changes, nobody else will. And they come in and say, well, we have water rights, we'll approve it, so you have it for Cracker Creek, you don't have it for this.
Well, we're just trying to get them to leave it alone for the expense of the maps, you know, just for the overall expense and the safety. So they
and
just
if I
want
remember,
to,
this came out of the valley.
yes.
This is a group coming out of the valley one.
Can we-
And everybody,
To be politically correct, I guess.
and everybody who was at that meeting were pretty much united
Right,
that, no,
no,
don't change it.
no, I
Can
think
we
so.
state that due to the tourist impact of changing the name, it would be detrimental to us because people know that as Cracker Creek?
You
People
just
can't-
list it all.
Yeah.
So could we use that as a,
Yeah, I think Charlie has a valid point.
Yeah.
And most cities are on wells now, they're not on a watershed.
Mhm.
And even though it's the verbiage they're using, it wouldn't hurt if you're present to throw that in there. Whatever happens, we have a water right.
And the thing is too, is you get to go back the other direction and go further deeper into what we know. Because all of the mining claims that are on that will all have to be changed, and that'll have to go through the BLM and the US Forest Service. The map, you're talking about the map cost, this is peanuts compared to what it's gonna cost to do all of these severe.
I think
Well,
we're in
it's just-
agreement that this.
Well, the
is a
thing
good
is that I'm not the person to write this down because I can't spell, but the thing is though, at the same time, I can't talk, and I'm telling you, this is bigger than you think it is, by a lot.
Oh, no, they talked about this, last month in a meeting, and the county's very united in pushing back. And I think it's obvious we don't want this either, so we'll,
It's
We'll
just,
get
yeah,
something
the short
together.
letter of support so that they can have it at the next council,
Yeah.
commissioners. meeting.
so, yeah, the commissioners are really pushing on this, so,
To have it, or.
no, push back.
Pushback, yeah, this is
No,
all
it's a
on
really,
pushback.
pushback.
We have no idea where Papoose Creek is. I haven't found that one yet, but.
How's Papoose defensive?
Mason County?
indigenous,
Yeah.
so you can't say
There were
anything
2
about.
creeks and.
Yeah, this is just.
How's the Cracker Creek defensive either? Named after the white crackers?
That's what it's about, because Cracker was used to be a negatory. Okay,
So I just wonder if council would, you know, is
I
that for
think
that?
we'll get something put together, and, maybe for the workshop, I'll bring it. so we
I
can
think
see.
somebody'd have something better to do.
Yeah,
Okay,
so, there we go.
yes.
So,
No, oh, yes, I do. have we fixed our pavilion?
Tomorrow,
Oh, wonderful, okay.
Sherry,
Yep.
public comment. Oh, we're gonna have fun. Okay, Jenny.
I have an update on the trunk or treat. We've had quite a few people sign up to do stations, which is amazing. The McEwen Bible Church is gonna have 4 stations. The Blue Mountain Community College reached out and they're gonna have a station. They're bringing their mascot, the Timberwolf. And
Oh,
they're gonna
nice.
have a little Red Riding Hood. And then, the volunteers group approved, paying for a banner like we have for the flea market out on Highway 7. So we're gonna have that out soon as Oregon Sign Company finishes it. And it's gonna advertise both the trunk or treat and the spaghetti feed, so we can get more information out there for people that don't always come all the way to town. I did want to address last meeting about the accusation that was made, for the volunteer embezzling fund. Several people were very upset regarding that accusation, and the definition of embezzling money means stealing money or property that was lawfully entrusted to your care. And as a member of the volunteers, I have a copy of their books for everything fire department related, from in and out. There's no embezzlement going on whatsoever. Everything is tracked and accounted for. And I feel like they are owed a apology for that comment. And then lastly, our fundraising efforts for the trunk or treat with the can drive. Not just the can drive, but donations also. We've raised a little over $2,300 so far.
Wow.
Are you still taking, volunteer cans?
Yes, yeah, the box, every time it fills up, we move the cans out back,
Okay.
because it's on camera, and then on Saturdays, we've been sorting them and turning them in.
Okay, cause I know several people were wondering if you could still drop them off.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
probably gonna stop, the weekend prior,
Okay, so like through this week.
the 25th.
Oh, but it's not next week. Okay. I'm trying to hurry the month away. Okay. No, that. Mal, I think I saw your hand up too.
I just missed 2 things on my report. Number 1 is for the cemetery. We still need to do a cleanup. I don't think we need like a large cleanup like we did, early summer where we had, I think we probably had 40 people out there. And they did a great job of cleaning up the old cemetery. The new cemetery, it's more about picking up wood, branches, things like that. And it's just in the blocks, each block of the cemetery. So I don't think it needs a big crew, but maybe 3, 4, 5 people.
Do you have a time frame in mind?
How about maybe next week sometime? And I'll check my schedule on that as well. And then the other thing was on the Parks Board, the board said, yeah, let's go forward with trying to get a dark sky designation for the tailings. Town, or did you say county? The county Parks Board? Yeah, get a dark sky designation for the tailings. Oh, okay. So it would be a sanctuary, dark sky sanctuary.
Okay.
Liz, speaking on behalf of the volunteers, we would just like to make sure we have use of the community center for the community Thanksgiving dinner. And and also, the museum for our Christmas bazaar like we did last year. That would be December 12th, 13th, and 14th. I've already talked to Scott and he said, okay.
You're gonna do
3 days this time?
Well, I just wanted to get permission first, that I'm gonna ask all the vendors if they want to do it on Sunday. It was real quiet last Sunday, but I think because of the train, we will do Friday and Saturday for sure. And I think I'll just take a vote on the vendors for Sunday.
Have you talked to the train people?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
It'd be nice if they had a little bit longer time before they had the load, because they're so afraid they're gonna miss the train if they don't come over.
Okay, I'll have to move the museum dates to the 28th or the next council meeting to vote. Because during public comment, we can't vote.
Okay, if you could,
Yeah, I just wrote it down.
yeah, I have vendors already calling, and I
Right.
just can't tell them anything until.
Yeah, we have to take the official vote, so I
Right.
moved it on.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I just have one quick question. When is the flea market workshop?
not scheduled yet.
I have people asking me, you have any idea?
Nope. Not yet. Dawn.
So back to fuels reduction. Can we start looking at a grant to clear these streets for the trees that are in it? To get, because I've talked to a few people that have dropped their insurance because it's already doubled or tripled. So they just said, I can't afford it. So, I mean, the most help that we can give the fire department that we have is giving them fire breaks between the streets. Or in the streets as a fire break.
We can do that. But after talking with people, it's like, because we're still in that zone,
You know what?
we're in that fire zone, that whatever you wanna call it, red zone.
Yeah, it's not gonna change.
If that don't change nothing, you can take out all the trees. I'm in the fire zone and I ain't got no trees around.
No, I know.
But I'm just saying, so taking out and cleaning up some trees.
Yeah, but doing nothing isn't helping.
Okay,
Well, the thing is,
No,
well,
but it's a good conversation to have.
okay, just, okay.
the thing that I'm trying to say though is the umbrellas of our trees that we have in town, we can take them up a little higher, but it's not gonna change your insurance. It's gonna make the town look better.
I know.
Now, if you wanna do what Bourne has done, and you go up and do that, and somebody comes up with that kind of money, you'll do all right, because Bourne is not in this zone.
Well, it would also help with snow plowing too, where the guys aren't going like this through there trying to get down the road.
I haven't found these trees that you keep talking about that's in the middle of the road, John. I haven't seen one.
Mike Manning.
Mike Manning's, that
That's
street
an alley.
works on.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right now. Stop. Mike Manning's an alley. It's a public comment. So if we wanna discuss this, it's gonna get moved to council.
Well, no, you just go to workshop.
Okay, go to the workshop. Because, you know, they've made it, but we're not gonna have this discussion during public comment. I'm just, you know, we've gotten way over on this public comment discussions. If it's important, we'll move it to either a workshop or to the council, and I'll make this to workshop. Okay. So, noted, we'll talk about it later. Kurt,
So what is the status on the Wright House? Is that coming up for bid or anything soon? What, do you have a date for that?
working on it, is that legal?
Okay.
Legal. Yep. Any other public comment? Discussion?
Rob, do you have anything to add? Are you good?
I'm not a citizen of the
Yeah.
town.
Okay,
No, you're the city's accountant.
I'm staff, so I.
okay, then if there's no other
I
public
make a motion,
comment,
we adjourn.
okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It is 4:51.